Sarvebhyah Namaskaraha. Welcome to Jyotish Shastram. Continuing our Shubha Muhurta series, where my aim is to make you self-sufficient in order to fix a Shubha Muhurta. In episode 20, I gave you an overview of the various steps you need to calculate a suitable Muhurta. Out of the 8 steps, we covered the first 2 steps in that episode, which were Ayana and Masa. In this episode, the third step, Thithi, will be covered. By the end of the episode, you will be familiar about the various favorable Thithis that you require. Thithi by definition is Surya Chandrayoho Gatyantaram Thithihi Bhavati. That means the difference between the motion of the sun and the moon is called Thithi. Let's see how that works. As you know, the moon revolves around the earth and the complete cycle takes 360 degrees. When earth, moon and sun are in the same line and moon is between earth and sun, the angle between these is 0 degrees. This is when new moon or Amavasya ends. This is the starting reference point for the moon's revolution. Pratipada is first Tithi or first day of the cycle, which starts at 0 degrees and ends at 12 degrees. You can also see how moon looks on Pratipada in this picture. Dvitiya, the second Tithi of the cycle, starts at 12 degrees and ends at 24 degrees. Tritiya, third day of the cycle, ends at 36 degrees. And as you can see, the moon is growing bigger as seen from earth. Finally, Purnima, 15th day of the cycle, which ends at 180 degrees. Here again, earth, moon and sun are in same line, but moon is not between earth and sun, hence we see the full moon. This entire cycle from no moon to full moon of 15 days is called Shukla Paksha. Shukla means white, so it is representing the growing phase of the moon as seen from earth. The same cycle repeats from full moon to no moon, that is, from Purnima to Amavasya. Here, Pratipada, first Tithi, starts at 180 degrees and ends at 192 degrees. Dvitiya, second day, starts at 192 degrees and ends at 204 degrees. Tritiya, third Tithi, ends at 216 degrees and so on. Chaturthi, fourth day, and as you see, the moon is also reducing in size as seen from earth. Finally, the cycle ends with Amavasya on the 15th day, where the degree ends at 360 degrees or is back at 0 degrees, the reference point. This cycle or waning phase of the moon is called Krishna Paksha, that is, full moon to no moon. Krishna means dark, where it is representing the reducing phase of the moon as seen from earth. So, in a month, we have 2 Pakshas and 15 Tithis in each Paksha. Each of the 15 Tithis has been assigned a deity. Agni is the deity for Pratipada, Brahma for Dvitiya, Parvati for Tritiya, Ganesha for Chaturthi. Remember Sankash Chaturthi that is popular and people worship Ganesha on that day? Now you know. This is because Chaturthi's lord is Ganesha. Sarpa is the deity for Panchami. Again, recall a popular festival called Naga Panchami. Kartikeya for Shashti. Festival that you can relate here is Subramanya Shashti. Surya for Saptami. You can relate to Ratha Saptami when we worship Surya. You can pause and go through the deities assigned to the remaining Tithis. Finally, Chandra is the deity for Purnima and Pitara or forefathers for Amavasya. This knowledge related to Tithi lords is to decide the Tithi for installing the main idol in a temple, also known as Prana Pratisthapana. For instance, if Ganesha idol needs to be installed in a temple, then Chaturthi Tithi will be selected as the auspicious day for installation, as Ganesha is the deity for Chaturthi. Similarly, Tritiya will be selected to install Parvati idol in a temple. Most of you now will be wondering, how do we know which Tithi is auspicious and which is not? The following list is a guiding factor for any important activity but not for an important life event, as you need to consider various factors and not just Tithi and Paksha. In Shukla Paksha, Pratipada to Panchami are considered inauspicious for any major activity. Why is this so? This is because moon is closer to sun during this time and does not have a lot of strength. The moon gains a little strength from Shashti to Dashami and hence is considered to provide average results. Ekadashi to Purnima is when moon has maximum strength and hence auspicious. The results in Krishna Paksha, that is from Purnima to Amavasya, is the opposite of Shukla Paksha. The strength is maximum during Pratipada to Panchami, so it is considered auspicious to conduct any important activity. The moon starts to lose its strength from Shashti to Dashami and hence provides average results. Ekadashi to Amavasya is when moon has least strength and hence inauspicious. This whole concept is called Chandrabala, which is one of the important factors to decide a Shubha Muhurta. Tithi is further classified into five main categories: Nanda, Bhadra, Jaya, Rikta, and Purna. This classification is applicable to Shukla and Krishna Pakshas as well. Pratipada, Shashti, and Ekadashi are called as Nanda Tithis. Pujas, entertainment activities that bring joy, are favorable in Nanda Tithis. For instance, art forms such as dance and music. Dvitiya, Saptami, and Dvadashi Tithis are Bhadra Tithis. In these Tithis, marriage, health, success, jewelry, vehicles, and prosperity related activities are favorable. Tritiya, Ashtami, Trayodashi are Jaya Tithis. Just as the name suggests, any activity where you have to overcome obstacles or attain success, such as equipments for defense, flag, etc., is considered favorable in Jaya. For instance, competitions, litigations, examinations. Chaturthi, Navami, and Chaturdashi are considered as Rikta Tithis. If there is something to get rid of or demolish or cleaning activity, repay debt, purifying task, waste disposal, or activities that destroy something negative are favorable. Society work where individuality is absent is also favorable. You could relate this to Sankashta Chaturthi and Naraka Chaturdashi. But please note, auspicious events are not favorable in these tithis, as you can understand by the name of the tithi, which is Rikta, which in turn means Nashta, void, or empty. The last classification is Purna, which comprises of Panchami, Dashami, and Panchadashi tithis. Activities where a completion needs to occur are favorable. For instance, harvesting crops, education, even marriage or travel is favorable during Purna Tithi, but please note that on Amavasya, only Pitru Karma should be done. Auspicious activities should not be carried out on Amavasya. When we combine the auspiciousness noted in Nanda Bhadra classification along with the auspiciousness noted in the Paksha classification and finally relate to the deities of each tithi, we then come up with the following list of tithis which are considered Shubha or Ashubha for our major life events. The first tithi is Pratipada, which is considered auspicious as it is Nanda tithi, but since its deity is Agni and it has low Chandrabala during Shukla Paksha, Pratipada isn't considered auspicious for major life events. Dvitiya, Tritiya, Panchami, Saptami, Dashami, Ekadashi, and Trayodashi are auspicious tithis for important events. Though Purnima is a Purna tithi, but it is not advised for important events such as marriage. You could refer to this table to consider Shubha tithi and eliminate an Ashubha tithi. This completes the step 3 in the Shubha Muhurta process. In the next few episodes, we will continue the Shubha Muhurta process. Thanks for tuning in. If you like these high quality and easy to understand videos, do share with your family and friends. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel to support the cause of spreading Jyotish Shastram knowledge to everyone. Dhanyavadaha.